But let me just give you an example. We know that in a lot of the research we've done on millennials and Gen Z, only 10% are resilient disciples of those who actually have some kind of experience as a teenager or child in a church. Only 10% between 18 and 29-year-olds are resilient disciples. And that is just not a sufficient measure of transformation. And I believe part of the challenge is that we as leaders have become complicit with making Christianity really easy and accessible. And the message of the gospel should be accessible, but the way of Christ, the practice of following Jesus, should not be accessible, should not be simple. Sort of Jesus talks about this. The gate is wide that leads to destruction, but it's very narrow that leads to life. Now, this is not about a lot of rules and regulations, but in terms of what we ask of people, what we think of what we're asking of people, this next generation is more willing to be challenged than the church is willing to challenge this emerging generation. So one of the key shifts is that we've got to be honest and objective about the kinds of impact we're making. What is it that you would measure? What would you define as the true impact, the true way in which you're trying to make a difference, make a disciple? How would you define a disciple? What is the definition, the objective, the way of following Jesus, and what is that going to look like?